Now sadly the mysterious Mr. Anders review the same episode is no longer around. Instead we got a re-review where Mr. Anders is just saying I'm sorry and being civil about it. Being civil about an episode like this really doesn't work. Wanna know why? Because this episode is so fucking horrible that it doesn't even deserve it. Yes, Mr. Anders did go too far by insulting the writers, to the point that he even wants them to live on the streets. But enough of that, Mr. Anders admitted that was unjustifiable, so he moved on, and so will I. And you also have to excuse this video for being longer than my usual episode reviews. I needed this one to be longer because this has so many major flaws that need to be addressed. So let's start from the beginning. Also later we see a soap with a face. What's the fucking point of that? Why would you put a face on a soap when it only lasts for a few fucking seconds? Inanimate objects with faces are funny to me since it's so ridiculous that I just can't help but to laugh. But it's really not funny here and feels like a pointless filler. This episode is clearly insulting people with disabilities. There's no getting around that. That's why I fucking hate this episode so much. When you have to insult people who either can't help it because they were born that way, or because of the horrible happened to them that made sure that they got the disability. That is a fucking problem that I will not stand for. An idiot wouldn't ignore the fact that his friend needs to go to the fucking hospital. And Mr. Krabs doesn't even seem to notice that SpongeBob is in pain. In fact, he cares more about his money. Now look here, you heartless cunt. If it wasn't for SpongeBob, you wouldn't have all that money to begin with. So you should try to call a hospital to make him feel better. It really does annoy me how every character of this episode, besides SpongeBob, is such an unlikable cunt. Now before any of you call me a hypocrite for being okay with this in Family Guy and South Park but not being okay with it here, let me tell you something. These two shows do not insult disabled people and people with injuries to such a massive degree. Both shows have crossed the line and went too far. I'm not even denying that. But they never, not once, do it to the point that this fucking episode does. And to make matters worse, Krabs says to SpongeBob, unless you got that thingy off. Thingy? I can't believe how much of a brain-dead moron Krabs is here. He is in serious injuries and needs a way to get that thing off so he isn't injured anymore. I mean seriously, it's so fucking obvious that he is in serious pain, but no one seems to notice. Oh, and it gets worse. Patrick attempts to sell SpongeBob ice cream so he can quote-unquote feel better. Not even care if he gets hurt. But instead of the carnival people being thankful for that, they say that SpongeBob deserves all he's getting. Tell me where that manipulation machine that has been brainwashing everybody into becoming cunts against SpongeBob so I can blow it up. Seriously, there must be a machine like that that has been tricking everybody to be so cruel to the disabled. And I think the only reason it didn't affect SpongeBob is because that machine was specifically made to mock SpongeBob. Clearly no one in Bikini Bottom are in the right mindset right now. Now it's time for my overall thoughts. This episode is fucking awful. It is, hands down, the worst episode of the show. And yes, I fucking hate it even more than Pat Sister Pat and One Course Meal. I know some of you might think that I'm too angry about this. Don't worry, it's all an act. I hate this episode with a passion, and I only made myself look angry to make my point stronger. One more thing, I seriously hope that not too many disabled people and people with serious injuries saw this episode when they were having a bad day, because that would make their conditions so much worse.